What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here, and what did you think of the new intro there actually? I think it is really cool. I've been looking for someone to make an intro for me for such a long time because I kind of got tired of the old one. And finally, after looking for a long time, I found this guy. He's called Mr. Dragon Designs on YouTube, so be sure to check him out. Link is in the description to his channel, and he does all sorts of graphic design and that kind of stuff. So actually, be sure to check his channel out. But yeah, he made that intro for me on request. I asked him to do something sort of like in an Uncharted 4 themed style, and I think he did a really good job. It's pretty amazing in my eyes, and I really hope you like it as well. So of course, let me know in the comments if you actually. Or what you think of the intro. I really think it's awesome. But yeah, that being said, I mean, I will be using this for the coming time for sure. So today I'm actually going to do a new episode of RobinGaming Answers, which is my Q&A type of video series. And for today I received 4 questions that I will be answering in this episode. And of course, if you have any questions for me, then be sure to leave them in the comments, and I will look into them and maybe answer them in a next episode. So for now, let's just get into the first question, which comes from Pavlos Apostolatos. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is it a Greek name or something? I don't know. It looks like it. He is asking me, are you by your definition a hardcore gamer? And what he also asked me basically is what my definition, of course, of a hardcore gamer is then. I would say yes, I'm a hardcore gamer. I think that's pretty clear in my eyes. To be a hardcore gamer, I don't necessarily think you need to have all the consoles or something like that. You don't need to have a PS4 and an Xbox One and a Wii U and play on everything. That's ridiculous in my eyes. What I think is you can define yourself as a hardcore gamer. You can see yourself to be, a hardcore gamer if you are invested in games, if that's a big, hobby of yours, if it's actually some kind of, part of your life or something, not to exaggerate it too much, but yeah, it's just something special for you. And I think one thing that is really important as well is that you kind of like try out new experiences every now and then. Like, you can like shooters. I really like shooters, for example, whether it's first person or third person, but that doesn't mean I sometimes also try to be a bit out of the box or something, and actually go with an RPG or something like that. So for example, I remember back in 2009 I bought Dragon Age, and I actually came to really love that franchise when I was totally not into RPGs at that point. And I think it's really important, you gotta know a bit about games, you gotta be invested in it and play a lot of games, and at the same time I think you should be open for more than just what you normally play. So if you're someone who plays games 10 hours a day but it's only FIFA and Call of Duty, I don't see you as a hardcore gamer. And I mean, you don't need to be a hardcore gamer, of course, but that's just my definition of the whole term. So yeah, if you want me to call you that, then I would say those are the 3 really the key points that I think are really important. So the next question is from Avatar 486486. How long do you think you will keep making YouTube videos? That's a really hard question to answer because I have been doing it for such a long time now, almost 2.5 years. And yeah, I mean, I'm asking that myself too. I've always really wanted to reach something with YouTube, and I still have that ambition, to kind of like become bigger. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to think, because I mean, I am a YouTuber, right? And YouTubers simply want to grow. That's only a logical thing for YouTubers to think. So why else would you put your videos online, right? Because you want people to see them. So I would say that, with that in mind, I will definitely be continuing to make YouTube videos for quite a long time. But a second reason kind of is that it has replaced my part-time job pretty much. I've started to make a bit of money with it, and that's really awesome. I've explained that in my YouTube money video that I made. When was that? A few weeks back or something, a few months back, I should say. So, now that I'm still in university, I will be sure to make YouTube, because it's not just fun and it's not just great to see that growth, but I'm also getting a bit of money with it nowadays, and I just need that, of course, because I don't have a part-time job anymore. So, but I mean, after I finish school and when I get a job or something like that, it's really a question whether I will continue to do this stuff. For now, it's just really uncertain, and I think what you should take in mind, and what I should take in mind as well, is that I will just be continuing this for as long as I can, and that's probably the best answer to the question. So the next one is from Damien3D6. If you had to sell the Uncharted franchise to someone who has never even heard of it, but could only show them one scene from the 3, 4 if you're including Golden Abyss, which scene would you choose? Now that's a good question, because I would say that Uncharted is really about the story. That's a big part of it. But you can't just show someone like a small part of the story, because he will not care about the characters or something like that. You know, you gotta show something that immediately is cool, whether you already know the franchise or not. So I would probably show one of the set pieces. And my favorite, set piece in the whole game is probably the plane part in Uncharted 3. That was just too epic. Where it's the full part from Drake getting into the plane, with the little car that Elena's driving in, and then Drake holding on to the plane's wheels, kind of like getting into the plane, and the whole fight there, and him falling out of it and surviving. I think that's just the most awesome moment in the entire 3 games. If I didn't think Golden Abyss had that many great, set pieces or something, so I don't really count that one when looking into this. So yeah, that's probably the scene I would choose. Other nominees would be probably the whole ship scene in Uncharted 3 with the boat and stuff. And let's see, the chateau, and in Uncharted 2 maybe the train scene. Those were definitely my favorite parts. So the last question from 1900, what do you think about all these new games that are not on PS4 but are new releases, with the developers saying they have no plans for next gen, like Batman Arkham Origins, GTA 5, South Park The Stick of Truth, and Dark Souls 2? All I can really say about that is that I just find it a shame. A lot of these games, especially, GTA 5, South Park, and Dark Souls 2, I was actually pretty interested in. GTA 5 I've been playing for only a really short time. South Park I actually got on my PC now, because I couldn't get it on the PS3. And Dark Souls 2, well, I played Demon Souls, wasn't really too big of a fan of that, but at the same time really wanted to try out another Souls game, just because I wanted to give it another chance. That's also one of those, one of those things that I meant with thinking out of the box and kind of like trying new experiences and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I just find it a shame. To be honest, people always ask me why am I not playing on my PS3 anymore, and I have to be very honest there. Now that I have the PS4, it's just hard to go back, When you get a PS4 or a next-gen system, and then thinking about having to play on your old console again, everything feels so slow, and it just... I don't know, it just doesn't feel good to go back to my PS3 nowadays. That's just something I have to be really honest about. And I don't, if you are still playing on the PS3, you don't have money yet for a next-gen console or something like that, that's no problem, right? And you should totally enjoy everything you're playing right now. I'm just saying that for those people who do own a next-gen console, I think it's really hard to go back, because you're now used to something that is much better, if you get what I mean. So yeah, about these games, I think it's just a shame. I don't know, even though I am a software engineer, I don't really know how hard it is to port these games to next-gen consoles or something, because they are so similar to PC architecture. But that being said, I wish they would bring them to the next-gen consoles as well, because that's where a lot of the hardcore gamers are on right now. People sometimes say, yeah, well, the old consoles still have 80 million people who own them, and then the new consoles only like 5 million or something like that. What you gotta realize though is, out of those 80 million, a lot of those are casual gamers who simply don't even touch the console anymore, or buy a game every year, only FIFA or Call of Duty. And I think the audience that is now on the PS4 and on the Xbox One, those are purely hardcore gamers. So you actually already have 5 million hardcore gamers who would be totally buying all the games that are coming out and stuff. So I definitely think it's a bit of a shame and a bit of a missed out opportunity that they don't bring those to the next-gen consoles. So with that being said, I mean, that was the episode of RobinGaming Answers, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked the answers I gave to all these questions. And like I said, if you have a question for me, then leave those in the comments, and I will be sure to look into them and answer them in the next episode. So then, I thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.